There is an ancient magic in food. Hey, I am Chuck the Bureaucrat, and today I want to get started by sharing the most powerful advice a non-commissioned officer ever gave me. I was a wide-eyed second lieutenant stationed with the 11th Field Artillery up in Fort Wainwright, Alaska back in the late 1990s. I was the fire support officer for a cavalry troop, and I had this guy, Sergeant Hansen, working for me. He was one of those young NCOs, full of energy, hard charging, straight shooter, the kind of non-commissioned officer that most officers don't like. That's how he ended up working for me. He said or did something that upset the captain, so the next day he was on my team. I don't know, it seems to happen to me a lot. Anyways, one cold, icy Alaskan night, we're out in the training area doing call for fire missions. And the first sergeant shows up with tea rations, those big metal pans that are like a TV dinner for a squad. Sergeant Hansen goes down, he gets the food, he brings it back, he sets up a little line where soldiers can file by and get their food. And then he comes over to me, he's got a ladle in his hand, and he says, "You are going to feed the soldiers their dinner." And I don't remember my response, but he went on and he was like, "Listen, this is probably the only time today that you're going to have everybody in the same place. And when you put that food on their plate, you can look them in the eye and you can see how they're really doing." And folks, let me tell you, this has been a go-to technique of mine for years because it has a profound and dramatic effect on people. This goes way beyond that leaders eat last kind of pablum, and it taps straight into a primitive part of our brain. Humans unavoidably interpret the people who give them food as people who care about them, people who have the means to provide for them, and people who have power. It isn't leaders eat last. It's leaders make sure their people are fed. And it's not make sure people get fed because you're a leader. It's people will see you as a leader because you make sure they are fed. I'll tell you, I have been on more individual augmentee missions where I don't know nobody and nobody knows me, but after applying this technique, everybody knows me and everybody has a positive opinion. Now, there is one key here. You have to hand the food to them. You can't just get a box of donuts and leave it in the break room and have the same effect. And if you look around, you'll notice a lot of people applying this simple technique, even if they don't understand its true power. That little old lady in tennis shoes who saves you a piece of cake, she's doing it, and you can do it too. Now, if you want to see another subtle but powerful way you can signal that you are a leader, watch this video.